Hiya. Well, I think I'm live and I think everything is working. So hello everybody. I'm trying to listen to the audio level of the music. My OBS is being really friggin' weird. But I think it's fine. I may need someone to confirm this. Let's try this. Okay, I think that's fine. So let's basically get started. I think I will just mute that on my end because I don't need. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. There are some complications occurring, but I think everything is fine now. So music is working, good. My mic is working, good. That's always a good thing. What am I missing? The probably quite useful thing would be to let you see my screen. So let's do that. Oh, and the other thing which I almost completely forgot about is the Discord now. I will do that. Now you can see do the Discord now. Okay, so let's go into the game. So yeah, we're going to be working on the electrolyzer today. Ignore this. This is kind of a bit of a work in progress little thing with the rotary kiln. Because Basti is working on something with that. So yeah, there's going to be some invisible things lying around, which we'll have to ignore for a little while. But that's fine. So yeah, today we're going to be working on the electrolyzer. And yeah, basically that's all for me to say. So we can basically go and get started. I think I already registered it, right? I think we did that last time. Yes, we did, and we created a block class as well. And then we kind of started with this, but didn't actually get anywhere because we haven't registered the block entity yet, or even created the block entity yet. So, I guess we can do that. Let's come down to the bottom of here and go block entity type of an electrolyzer block entity. There we go. And then let's create that in here. So this will just extend updatable block entity. What else is it going to have? So we know that it's going to have a GUI, so it's going to... Okay, well actually more importantly, it's going to implement syncable tickable block entity. Then it's going to have a block entity with a GUI. And then also it's going to have our... I think it's called block entity content dropper, which I kind of hate that name, but we'll probably come back to it. I think we decided on having a multi-block, I think. I don't really remember, but actually we'll come back to that anyways, and we'll get this stuff done first, because otherwise there's going to be way too much to do at once, which we don't want to do. So, let's have a title. As usual, so Industria.container title. This is the electrolyzer. Okay, we are obviously going to want the constructor as well, so block pos and block state. There we go. And do these go into the super? I think they do. To be honest, I'm a little bit out of it today, so you may have to bear with me throughout some of this stream. But I think we're on the right track. So this is just going to be a normal inventory. There isn't going to be anything too special. We'll do that. And we're just going to need to return that in here. Now, in terms of like what this block is going to have, well, I think it's going to take in a fluid, but I'm not sure, because it takes in cryolite, but I don't know if that's a fluid. Ilya did explain a lot of this. I'm not sure if he said whether that was a... I should probably have a look. Okay, so molten cryolite. Interesting. So that is obviously a fluid, but it's also like not a fluid. I don't really know how I'm going to do molten stuff yet. I think for now we will do a fluid, and then we'll come back to like molten stuff in the future, because that's going to be probably a completely separate thing. And we're actually, funnily enough, going to have to do gases today at some point. So, to be fair, if we're going to do that, then what am I doing? Then maybe it's worth doing molten stuff at the same time, but not sure. We'll have to consider that. So, there we go. And we're also probably going to want a property delegate. You linked the wrong thing in the Discord? I don't think so. Oh, I did. How did I manage that? Oh, I must have selected the wrong stream in I selected the wrong stream in OBS. There we go. Okay, so that's sorted now. Not sure how I managed that. To be fair, to give me credit, when I pressed select stream, it didn't say which time each of them were. It just gave me two, and they had the same title and stuff, so it was hard to tell. But yeah, that's fine. Okay. So we're gonna have alumina, right? What is alumina in terms of like the chemical composition? So, oh, alumina is aluminum oxide. Okay, that's what I wanted to check, because you have to input aluminum oxide. Yeah, new machine today. Wide. And then Cryolect. Well, so that's also going to be an item. And then we're going to have the anodes as well, so that's going to be an item. And we're going to have heat, but we're going to do that, but I haven't done that yet. Output, we're going to have fluids. So we'll do a wrapped fluid storage of a single. There you go. We're going to have energy. And we are going to have gas. And we're going to do molten. I don't know what we're going to do with molten, but we'll come back to them. That should be everything. So let me go back to what Ilya said. We're going to be doing a lot of that today, so let's then add them in here. So we're going to do add input. Now we're going to have an insert only inventory, which will be the first thing we should. I've kind of summarized what Ilya said in some notes. Hopefully I should be able to use those, but right now they're not really helping. Okay, so we're gonna have the aluminum oxide. That'll just be a thinking simple inventory. It's nothing. We'll say that's up, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, we're also going to add another one, and this one's going to be a predicate simple inventory, which will also have a size of 1. Oh, we are also going to have the because I was thinking you have the anode, but you also have the cathode, which is the carbon line. Is that right, or is that the wrong way? Yes, that's correct. That's the right way. Okay. But this is going to be a predicate anyway, so this will just be like stack.is of, or stack.get item. Well, we should really have a tag, I guess. I don't know if I have a tag class. I don't remember. Maybe like Industria tags? Would I have called it that? No. I thought I had a tag class, but apparently not. We are going to need one though, so probably in here. Oh, I do have a tag class. Perfect. What is this? Oh, that's a fabric. So we'll have I've spelled that wrong, I think. It will tell me actually, won't it? What have I done wrong? Perfect. And nice. Why is this complaining? We haven't given it a side. Now that I think about it, I've also done that. No, actually that's fine. It just needs the direction. For the direction, I'll do direction east. Or should we do west? Yes, it doesn't really matter. I think I'm also going to add an inventory for the cathode. I'm not sure how I'm actually going to do the cathode, because it's technically the walls of the electron, but we'll go with it for now. Electron valve. Well, no. Yeah, let's not make this a predicate one. Otherwise that's going to be too. Down, don't like that being down, we'll make that east. Okay, then we need the cryolite as well. I'm kind of going to run out of sides here, but so we're going to have this one, and this will be direction. We'll make it south. Okay. Perfect. Okay, in terms of output, so it's going to output molten aluminium, carbon dioxide, and I think that's it. So, I would rate it a an average, so like 7. What about you, Wide? We'll do fluid for now. Output fluid bridge. This. And of course, you played League of Legends. Why am I not surprised? Okay, we'll have 5 buckets output. Hello Ilya, welcome to the stream. I very much appreciate your explanation of the electrolysis to me. It's been very useful. I mean, I probably could have figured it out myself, but it would have taken me a lot longer. It would have been a lot of ChatGPT to eventually get something that sounds reasonable compared to your high intelligence. That sounded sarcastic. I did not mean to be sarcastic. I'm not being sarcastic. What am I doing? This is not a pre-cut energy storage. There we go. What should we do for the energy store? I guess 100%. 1,000. No, 0. I might actually have an output energy store. I think about it. I do not. Nope, I do not. Kind of thought I did. We can do direction. We're gonna run out of sides. I guess that's fine because it's gonna be a multi. We can actually reuse a side. That's fine. Energy just makes sense to come up to the top in my. Well, I guess. I guess it doesn't really matter. So, have I missed anything? So, this is going to be for the alumina. This is going to be for the anode. It's going to be for the cathode. That's not right. I've missed something already. This is going to be for the alumina. This is going to be for the cryolite. This is going to be for the anode. This is going to be for the cathode. And then this is going to be the output fluid, which is actually going to be molten later on. And then this is going to be the energy storage. And then we also are going to also need to have gas and also heat at some point. Actually, I'm just going to get rid of that. Hello 7410, welcome to the stream, and hello GoGo, welcome to the stream. Also, you guys will need to tell me if the music is too loud or too quiet or anything, because I can't hear it. When I tried to, it didn't really work, so... Okay. Let's do... actually, we won't do that right now, because we will create a method. So, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 inventory. Now we actually only need to create methods for the ones that are going to be used in the renderer. That's assuming we're even going to have a renderer. Because obviously in real life they're kind of fully encased. So it wouldn't make sense to see anything. You're not seeing anything. Let's do... You guys join the MC Live event in... Nope, I did not know there was even such a thing. Is it anything interesting or worth joining? I'm guessing not. Oh, there's a cape. Another one? Because I know there was the TikTok cape and there was the Twitch cape, which I've got both of those. I didn't know there was another one. I'm just going to make methods for them all, actually. And then... what? No. Dude. I don't really like the way they're doing apes anymore. You know? There used to be this exclusive thing, and now everyone has a billion capes of their marketing. Hello, Basti. I don't really know what to call the input. What did Ilya call thing? The fluids. Electrolyte. Electrolyzer with an S looks so wrong. To be honest, I didn't know how to spell it. I didn't know if it was with an S or with a Z. In the code I have it with a Z, but in the title I have it with an S because Google told me it needed to be an S. I assume one's a British spelling and one's an American spelling. I don't know which one's which though. If I search UK spelling. So apparently the UK spelling is with an S. That's not what I expected. I'm gonna keep it as a Z though, because I don't like it with an X. So I am actually going to edit the title, even though it's the American spelling. It just fits better. So he called it the electrolyte inventory. Okay, then we have the anode in. I heard a really loud sound and I was trying to figure out what the hell was that. Apparently it's the washing. Anyways, anode, then it's going to be cathode. Have I missed one? What have I not done? Oh, I haven't. Oh, there isn't an output. I see. I was thinking there was an output, but there isn't an output item. So that's a little bit confusing, but here we are. But then we have the output fluid storage. And then we have the energy storage. And then basically, we're just going to do all of those in here. So we're going to have input inventory equal get input inventory. Hopefully, Violet knows what I want. Seems to be correct. Okay. Fantastic. Let's do in here the usual. So if this dot world equal null or this dot world is clients, then we're just going to return. Okay, we're going to want to do obviously MBT stuff. So we'll do write MBT. Let's put inventory, this got wrapped inventory storage, got write MBT registries, fluid storage, energy. Okay, then we're gonna have read MBT. So if MBT dot contains inventory of type MBT element list, then we're gonna do read MBT. Yeah, perfect. Okay, fantastic. We're also going to want the to update packet, which is going to return doc entity update something. Yep, that. Then we're going to want the to initial chunk data MBT, which is going to be var MBT. Then we're going to write MBT, MBT. We're going to return MBT in these words. Yep, there you go. Okay. What am I missing? Probably a lot of things. Hello, Aleatorio. Welcome to the stream. Are you the person that deletes all your messages? I think that's you. I finally figured it out before you managed to delete them. Let's go. I consider that a win. Right, this is actually going to complain to me because it thinks it should be the British spelling. No, that's not why. It just doesn't know that electrolyzer is a word. Electrolyzer is a word, right? Is it actually like a word? Oh, there you go. They're deleted. I told you. But it's kind of irrelevant because they show in on-screen chat anyway. It's like they don't get deleted from that. So why am I yawning already? That's not a good sign, is it? We're only 38 minutes in. Okay, so yeah, I feel like we are gonna need a multi-block, to be honest, but I don't really know what it should look like. Time for some Red Bull. No, thank you. I do not drink energy drinks. I've never drunk an energy drink. I never have anything with caffeine in it, for that matter. You know, the only... There's 3 things. They're 3? Or is there more? No, there's 3 things that I will drink.
Foxy Mobile's unlimited social media is great.
That is water, milk, and hot chocolate.
Yeah, and it's only a
That's it. I will not drink anything.
With unlimited social media on Voxy Mobile.
I mean, I'll drink like Fanta or Tango if it's given to me. And if my only option is like Pepsi or Coke, then I'll take it, but like I don't really like it. But Pepsi is better than Coke. I will agree with you on that. Pepsi is indeed better than Coke. Coke is just like weird. I don't know. I'm not a fan. Oh yes, you might have ads. That is a thing. You're gonna hear, yeah, because I don't have YouTube Premium, so you might hear some ads every so often. But I am not paying for YouTube Premium. That's crazy. I get ad block when I'm using it on browser. So, and it would be nice, to be fair, when I'm watching like YouTube on my TV. Yes, but it is what it is. I'm lost. I'm lost. What is the next thing I need to be doing? Okay, well, I'm gonna do data gen before I forget. Oh, did I not do the rotary kiln in it? I believe not. So the controller will drop that, and then that will also drop that. Perfect. Let's close these. What's the error in here? Oh, just the screen handler. Okay, we could do the screen handler, I guess. That won't take long. I'll just finish off data gen first, and then we'll do that. So, okay. I'm gonna add block init dot electrolyzer. And hopefully it knows, yes, that I want that. Okay, for the model, it's going to have a renderer. So I will put it in here. There we go. We are going to actually... No, we have aluminum, right? We are going to have to add cryolite. Which, by the way, I know nothing about cryolite. I am going to have to look that up. But, yeah, we're going to need to add that at some point. And we're going to have to add a way to obtain it. But we'll get to that later on. Let's do the screen handler whilst we're here. And I can show you my new screen system. So, my screen handler system, not my screen system, because I haven't changed the screens. But the screen handler I have. So now I extend Industria screen handler. I pass in the block entity class. And I also pass in the type of the payload, which is a block pos payload. And then it's going to ask me to implement these methods. So you'll have the inventory size. So what's the inventory size? That's what, 4? Yeah, that's going to be 4. You have the slots and you have quick move. So, and you also have can use. So can use will just return can use this dot context. It's gonna have the player and then the block. So block in it dot electrolyzer. I could probably put this in the super, but I just haven't got around to that. Okay, then we're gonna have some constructors. As you'll see, there are a few constructors. So we're gonna need a client one, and we're gonna need a server one. So we're gonna want this one first of all, and then I think we're gonna have this one because we don't have a property delegate yet, and we'll get onto that later. So basically, all I need to do, I need to take this out of both of these and just replace those in here. So screen handler type init. Oh, dot electrolyzer. Name there. And then take this class out here and just put that in here. And that's it. That's literally it. So obviously I have to add the slots in here. But apart from that, and obviously registering this as well. Electrolyzer screen handler, electrolyzer. So that should fix those. So yeah, block entity slots. Oh, right, okay. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. So we're gonna have a normal slot, a predicate slot, and a normal slot. So we'll go simple inventory, input inventory is equal this dot wrapped inventory storage dot get inventory 0. We're gonna have a simple inventory, which is the anode inventory, and then we're gonna have a well, it is just gonna be a simple inventory again, which is gonna be the electrolyte inventory. That's actually this one, right? And then this is actually the cathode inventory. It's almost 9 PM. Not for me. Almost 8 PM for me. I don't actually know why I'm so tired. Ah. I actually don't know how much sleep I got last night, to be fair. I didn't check. But I probably didn't get enough sleep, to be honest. That's probably why. So this will just be a predicate slot. But I don't actually need to provide the predicate, because by default that will just use inventory can insert. So that will be fine. And this will just be a normal slot for now. That might be a predicate slot in the future, but I'll come back to it if necessary. Now, quick move is always a pain in the butt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the mix that I've... yeah. Oh, God. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Okay. So basically all I need to change is this 9 here, here and here. Okay, maybe not this one. Yeah, not this one. Or this one. It's just this one and this one. So this will need to change to 4. And this will change to 4. Okay. Good evening, Romeo. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so let's go client. They're not magic numbers, Basti. Well, they're kind of magic numbers, but yeah, it's fine. To be fair, actually, you know what I could do? I could do it inventory side. And as a matter of fact, you know what's even crazier? I could put that in here. And now I don't even need that in here. Isn't that amazing? And I can make this class even simpler if I add a method to get the block. Right, because then I could also move this into the superclass as well. But I don't really want to do that right now. Actually, fuck it, we'll do that right now. So what we'll do is we'll have protected. In fact, you know what I'm actually gonna have? I'm gonna have a list of blocks. Get valid block, which will just return that. And the reason is because then oops, I mean to do that. No. Yeah. And then this. Yeah, thank you, Copilot. I was kind of hoping it would do that. Not this, though. It just needs to be can use this.context layer block. And then it just returns. That's not a thing. But yes, that. So then I can actually just override get valid blocks, and I can return. Isn't there a singleton list thing? Collection starts singleton list. That's it. And then blocking it dot electrolyzer. I think this returns like a more optimized version, right? Is that right? I think so. Okay. So I'm actually going to move this. Yeah, just so it's a little bit easier to deal with. And I'm actually going to put this as well to be more in line with the there. And I'm going to put this here as well. To keep it kind of. So that makes this a really simple class, right? Which is perfect. That's what I wanted. So next is the actual screen, of course. So let's create a new class. We're gonna return. What am I talking about? Not returning anything. We're creating a class. I'm really not with it today, guys. So you really are gonna have to bear with me. I don't know why I'm not with it today, but I am just not. Some weird stuff on my keyboard. I have no idea what it is. Like clay. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Electrolyzer screen. Extends handled screen of electrolyzer screen hand. I really want to create like a screen builder. That would be so useful to me. Because all of my screens are exactly the same. And it's really annoying. You know, I still try and type resource location very often. It's kind of funny. Because it's just that ingrained in me. Which is crazy because this is actually the furthest I've ever come in any mod I've worked on. More than any of the Forge ones. And yet I'm still... used to having resource location. Okay, what am I missing? I'm missing things. Like, player inventory, and then text. Title. Community models way more. No, not even close. What do you mean? Community mod fell over. It fell on its. Yeah, it fell on its face very quickly. Well, to be fair, I'm not sure which one you're on about, but you know. I mean, like Humlands was pretty good, but it didn't really go that far. And I think, you know, what actually felt really good about Humlands is that it had good text, because we had, I think it was Steven, and he's really good at texture. And we had him making some textures, so that's why that always felt good in my head, at least. But yeah, the other ones have just flopped. I mean, I'll be honest, textures are going to be the downfall of this mod. I'm going to need an artist at some point to because I am not. I don't think I'm competent enough to be able to make decent. Do you have a Patreon? I used to have a Patreon, but I turned it off. I disabled it because I had no benefits to give, to be honest. So I just figured it's not really fair for me to have it if there is no benefit, you know? So I just turned it off. No, but I never earned any money whilst I had the Patreon anyway. So unfortunately, it doesn't really work that way. But it is what it is. I mean, to be fair, I never really promoted the Patreon either. To be honest. I never actually really promoted it because same reason I turned it off. I never had anything to offer, right? Like, I cannot think of a single thing that I could offer by having a Patreon. Okay. The screen for this is going to be really complicated, by the way. I've got to find all my GUI textures. Source and resource assets Industria. Nope. Textures. Nope. UI. Okay. Now, what's going to be the closest to what we want? Probably the mixer, because this is going to be a really complicated GUI. So we are going to want this energy bar. That's going to be correct. We are going to want this input slot as well with a thing above it. That's going to be correct. We're not going to have like this whole inventory here. So what we are going to have two slots though, because we're going to have the anode, the cathode, and then also somewhere we're going to have the input. How am I going to fit all of this in? I'm not going to lie, I do not know how to make this GUI. Usually I kind of have an idea in my head of how the GUI is going to look. But I do not have that. Okay, so if we think of like outputs, right? We're actually going to have two outputs like this. One's going to be for gases, and the other one is going to be for fluids. So Do we have another output? I kind of forgot. Yeah, so we're going to output a gas, and then we're going to output a fluid, or it's actually going to be a molten, but we're going to output a gas and a fluid. Okay, we're going to input so like the first item, right? So we kind of need to have this go in order of like what it is. I'm kind of thinking I should probably make this UI like vertical instead of horizontal, even though that's not typical. Just because the outputs are going to come out basically on... they're not going to come out on the bottom though, actually. Only the molten's going to come out on the bottom. So the molten aluminium, which we'll say for example is this one, that's going to come out at like the bottom of the block entity. The gas is obviously going to come out, I guess, like at the top. Okay, I'm going to do a thing here. I'm going to create a couple layers. And I'm basically just going to take each of these. And I'm going to put them on a layer. Well, the energy bar, to be honest, I kind of do just want to keep there. But for now, I'm going to put it on a new layer. Oh, I need to do that on this one, right? And then this one. And that. We're going to need some more layers. So layer 7. Will be the progress arrow, and then a layer 8 gonna be this one, and then I don't think there's anything on layer 5, so layer 5 is gonna be this one. But obviously these are a little bit out of order, right? So 5 and 8. Not that that matters, of course. Okay, let's hide them all. Okay. Let's just fill these each in like that. So we have a blank slate to work with, right? So, number one most importance is going to be the energy. Now, I'm thinking maybe I should just have the energy bar like along the bottom instead of being vertical. That might be a good idea. I think I'm going to do that. So effectively, Something like this. Does any of you want over? I think so. Let's check numbers. So there is 4 over there, and I can get this 4 there. Okay, fantastic. Maybe actually this should go at the top, not at the bottom. I think that makes more sense. At least in my head, that makes more sense. Okay, the next thing that we're going to need to have is going to be... how do we do this? We're going to have the... So what would this be? This would be the
There's something big out there.
Wait, it'll be the cryolite, but what's it called? The electrolyte. This is the electrolyte. So basically the electrolyte goes between the two. Right, so it's like a fluid that like fills the whole thing. Where can I put that? It doesn't really fit anywhere. Ideally, I guess it would kind of go along the bottom. I could make the entire thing a bit taller. Give us a little bit more space to work with. That might be a good idea. You got an Xbox ad? Damn. I hope they're automatically skipping. I don't know if they are or not. I assume they are. And I'm thinking something like this. So like it's kind of big, but it's not, hopefully not too big. Like what's this one? So if we go with this one. It's like, how do I make this appear as like the bottom? I guess I could make it like a horizontal fluid bar, right? Would that be weird? What do you guys think about that? I guess that would make it feel more like a progress bar. Right. So maybe not, but maybe what I could do is kind of squish it down. But if I got rid of this, and I took this, oops, I'm gonna have to take that from here. Right, and then like basically make it smaller. So like if I do like this, that's 50. If I then put that there, grab 50 along here too. What if I did... Bear with me for a second. What if I did this? It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. But like there isn't really another way to do this. I think the important thing is actually getting this to have a reasonable height. So this is 29, so I should probably make it 32, right? So if I move it up, that'll be 30, 31, 32. And how tall is this? That's 9. Let's make this 8. And then it's like a nice round number. There we go. Okay. How big is this horizontally though? 84. That's not really a very nice number. But I'm gonna leave it. Because I think it's fine. After all, it's for fluid, not item, and it's easy to change later on. There is... Yeah, so then we're gonna have 2 inputs, right? So we're gonna have this one. No, we're gonna have 2 fluid outputs. So we're gonna have like this and like that. Okay. So these are both going to be outputs. One's going to be a gas, one's going to be a molten, which for now we're just considering a fluid. In terms of height, really these need to like go up more. I'm actually going to merge them down. Okay, how tall is that? Okay, let's make them 2 down and then they'll be 48. 1, 2. So these should now be 48 tall. Yeah. And how tall width-wise are they're 20, but that's fine because these they need to really have the slots like in the middle of them. So 20 is fine. I think this item slot down here is too far from this. So we'll decrease that a little bit. Where's that? That's here. One more, I think. And these, I think, are generally just kind of too far up. We'll go 4 down. Sure. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. Okay. Okay. So then we're going to have the anode and the cathode, right? So that's going to be these. So let's actually merge these 2 together so we can deal with them a little bit. So I'm thinking basically we have them in line.
But how do we cope? I'm John Robbins, and on my podcast, I sit down with incredible people to ask the very simple question.
Yes.
How do you cope? We explore the moments that shaped them and the ways they
with
learned to move
this.
forward. Whether it's mental health, grief, or overcoming fear, we talk about it all, honestly and openly. So if you're looking for real conversations about resilience and finding light in the dark, follow How Do You Cope?
There we go. This looks so weird, but this is, I think, really the best way to do it. See, the problem is, you know what the problem is? The problem is that it's going to be uneven because the outputs, there's going to be basically two outputs at the cathode. Wait, the outputs are at the cathode, right? Am I correct in saying that? Let me check. Let me check what Ilias said. Okay, so because the cathode basically is going to be like the walls of the thing, if you will. You made a smiley. Yes, I have made a smiley. You know what it looks like? It looks like a chicken face, I think, or at least that's what it reminds me of, although I may be misremembering what the chicken face looks like. Okay, so somehow I have to add an input, but the problem is the input is going to be at the item slot or at the anode. See, I can't really just like put a slot next to this slot. That's just very confusing. See, what I kind of want... No, that doesn't make sense. I was going to say, I kind of want these to be, like, over here somewhere. But that doesn't really make sense. What do you guys think? How should I put the input in here? Right? So this is the anode. This is the cathode. This is going to be for the cryolite. So the molten cryolite will go here, and then the cryolite item will go there. This is for the gas output. Or actually, this will probably be the fluid, and then this will be the gas. So somewhere I have to have the input, which is basically for the aluminum oxide. Wait, is that oxide? Yeah, I think so. You know, I think it's weird. I think it's weird because of these. I think if this is further down, right? So if this is like... if we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Doesn't really help me, does it? See, I was thinking what I could do is I could have the input like in the middle here, but then I've got this massive space on the left which just isn't used for anything. I could maybe have the energy on the left and then also have like the heat on the left. Maybe. But then that just makes you think that they're part of this. I don't think I could just move this over to the left. Because this needs to be like central.
This is how I use the Google Pixel 9 to capture my adventures.
You got an ad again? How many ads do they put in? Do you want to look at my smeltery? I don't think that would help me. Because the thing with this GUI is like the... Well, I don't really know how I'm going to do the progress bar, but I think I'm basically going to have it be like something like here, probably. I mean, what I could have... I don't know, man. I could just have a slot. Wait, I don't know which layer this is on. Is it this one? Yeah, there you go. I could just have it like there. I'm actually going to move this onto its own layer because I'm going to try and center it vertically. So, object, align object, and we're just going to align vertical. Oh, was that already centered? Maybe. Maybe I actually shouldn't have done between there and there. Yeah, what I should really do is between here and like wherever this goes down to. I think is there, I think. No, that's not right. I basically wanted to come across like there you go. I'll do that. And then I'll just do the same up here. Because then what I can do is I can align this up like that. And I can align this up like that. And then as long as I get this gap right there, then I can do... Actually, that's now not going to work because I see. I should have moved those white dots. I'm gonna move the white. Oh, now it doesn't want me doing that. Huh? It's not letting me put... Hello? Oh, it must... I don't know what's happening actually. What is this layer? Why is this layer here? Oh, that's the progress bar. I see. Well, we will need that in a second, but not the one I was looking for, unfortunately. Oh, it's not that one. I thought it was that one. What's layer 7? Oh, that's layer 7. Okay. Okay. Right. Let's do that. Do that. And do that. And that. Okay. I think that's correct. So then what we'll do is we'll do that. It was already aligned. Really? It was. Wow. I mean, it looks so weird, but like, it is what it is. So this progress bar is going to be temporary, but we'll leave it for now. I might also put like a heat bar on the left here, maybe. Or something. Or, actually a better idea. Oop. Would be to take this, that. In fact, I don't know why I did that. And maybe just have like it like this. So then this will be the heat bar here. Because it's this that's getting heated up. I think this is fine. It's a little bit confusing. But I think it's fine. So now all we need to do is just put this and name it the Electro. Right, I'm not going to close it because we are going to need it now.
Boy. I think they can smell your fear. Go on, contribute.
So,
Stop. They're all
in the
looking.
screen
Tell
handler,
them something business-ish.
the input slot is going to be at 22
Bite your my mouth with extra gum.
and
Chew
65. Okay, then the electrolyte slot is going to be at
Every room
92
therefore I gotta honor that.
and 117.
I really don't
the
And it was really as I started to accept myself.
anode
expression,
is going to be
especially
at
as a brown
58
person, life kind of opened up a lot. Has landed me in a place where my
and
thinking is very
55, and then the cathode is going to be at 126 and 50. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And we are also going to have to add bucket output as well. But we can do that later on. That's not too important. The inventory Y is going to be different, and actually so is the X. So it's going to be 20 and 139. That's the X. $139. Okay. Try it. Let's do the screen real quick though. So the energy bar is going to be at X plus 8, Y plus 8. I don't think I can set like the rotation or anything. So the width is 184 and the height is 8. I'm pretty sure I can't set the orientation. No, so I will have to change that later. Add option, add orientation option. Yes. Okay, we want the color, of course. Sure, we'll go with that for now. And that's it. So then we can build. Okay, then we're gonna want. I actually realized we are missing a fluid storage, which is going to be an input store. And this is actually going to be it'll be this, it'll be bucket times 5 electrolyte, and this will actually be molten later on. Let's create a method to get that, and then this will become 1. There we go. So that will just add that there. So then we can add a new fluid widget. And this is going to be this.handler.getBlockNC.get input fluid storage. I'm actually going to rename this. This is actually going to be called get fluid storage. I'm going to name that here electrolyte. Okay. There we go. Now the X and the Y is going to be 58 and 81. And then this is going to be 84 by 32. Can you add a grenade launcher? Interesting. Interesting, Wade. So funny you ask. No, I'm joking. No. I mean, what I am probably gonna do, well, here's the thing, right? I kind of have a lot of long-term plans for the mod. Like, I'm talking like long-term plans, like very far future plans. And one of them would technically involve adding a grenade launcher. But probably not anytime soon. Like, not in the next couple years. 148 and 23, and then the width is 20 by 80. And then we are going to want a gas widget, but once again, we'll come back to that. We don't actually have progress yet, so we don't have a progress bar to deal with. But yeah, we'll come back to that. This needs to be GY container. So let's come into well, there's a few things we're going to want to do. We are going to want to do a renderer, but kind of more importantly, what I was thinking is that we're going to want to handle screens.register, screen handler type init dot electrolyzer, electrolyzer screen new. Okay, and then we'll do a renderer in here as well. So we'll do block entity type init dot electrolyzer, and we're going to need to create a renderer class, which will extend Industria block entity render of electrolyzer block entity. And we were going to want on render, and then also the constructor. And for now, we're not going to put anything in here since we don't have a model to render or anything. Yeah. So that should be it until we have like recipes and stuff. But let's test. Oh god. Let's test the screen, just see if like position fine and stuff, and see how it looks in game as well, because obviously seeing a screen in like paint and then seeing it in game are two different things. So we'll give it a try. Also see if there's any errors. we go. Okay. Forgot to run data gen. Of course I did. There we go. Let's build. Oh, is it gone? What? Oh, it's invisible. That makes sense. So yeah, it is obviously invisible. Nothing happened when I right-clicked it. Size of inventory is just not matched to size 4. Huh? How? Suspicious. I must have... Wait, how? I'm a little bit confused, actually. How is the size of the inventories not 4? There's 4 inventories, and they all have a size of 1. I'm not sure how there could not be 4. Is this mod going to be on another loader or fabric only? For the foreseeable future, it will be fabric only. Purely because there's no reason why it shouldn't work on Neoforge anyways with connector. So... But if it doesn't, I can easily just add compat to make it work with connector. So I don't see any reason to ever make it on another loader. Unless connector ceases existence. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. There's no inventory. So there's 4 inventory. This is a size of 1. This has a size of 1. This has a size of 1. This has a size of 1. How in goodness gracious does this not equal 4? I'm not sure I understand. Let's do reduce. Yeah, so you can't debug streams. It doesn't work. You know what I can do? I can actually just evaluate this. Yeah, so the result is 4. Oh, on the client, it's not 4. Yeah, it is on the client. I didn't read that. So I must have done something wrong with the client. I think I did. Inventory size of 4. I shouldn't need to do anything special. I mean, if necessary, I can use this constructor. I shouldn't need to do that, because it should automatically be doing. Test fetcher.apply, payload inventory, payload.pause, which then gets the ramped in bridge. I wonder if maybe on the client it's not finding the entity? The block entity? So block entity. Okay, what are we on right now? Is this the client or the server? So this is on the client. So is this class an instance? It will be an. And then so that puts it in the cache, and then it returns it. So then when it does, it will retrieve this from the cache, which will retrieve this. Let's look at inventory here. It has 4 inventories. What? I'm sorry, what? It thinks it has no side. Oh, it doesn't have any sided inventories. That's interesting. Oh, I know why. I know why. Add insert only inventory. Must not. Yes, I see. There you go. So it doesn't do that. Which is why. So, am I on debug mode or not? I am. So hopefully I should just be able to hot swap for that. And then break it and replace it, and it should work. Okay, kind of. Kind of, yes. So go back to the screen. Let's do let's put title Y to like I don't want to say 10 because that's not necessarily going to be correct. Also, this is not the correct background width and height, is it? Let's fix that first, since that's pretty simple to fix. That's going to be 200 by 221. Okay. So the Y is going to be like 20. Okay, that really should be above the energy bar, but that's going to be a pain in the butt to fix. So, I'm going to see if I can just quickly fix this in the texture. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Actually, might have just been able to. I'm just seeing if there's enough space. Yeah, and if I F3T, might actually have to Yeah, there you go. So all the slots are in the right place as well, which is good. Player inventory Y isn't correct though. So the player inventory title Y. Something like that, yeah. See what that does. Kind of, yeah. We just need to set the inventory title X to be like 16, maybe? A bit further, maybe like 20. Yep, there you go. I think this looks fine. I mean, this left slot is weird. I do not like it, but I just don't have another slot. So not really my problem. Yeah, so that's basically it, and we can't do much else without adding gases and molten. So we also need to add cryolite as well. We can do that without doing anything special. So let's do that. Item Aeolite. And all we need to do is just do the data gen. Highlight. Go. Okay, it's building every time I save my changes. I don't know why it's doing that. It's very weird. Cryolite models are generated. So yeah, this is where things get a little bit complicated. So I'm thinking adding a molten, it's really going to be exactly the same as slurries, except it's going to have a temperature. And when it cools, it will need to turn into something. So we're going to create a new project. And we're going to create a molten. Well, should we do molten or should we do gas? What should we do first, guys? Moltens or gases? I mean, they're gonna be effectively exactly the same. Moltens are just going to be a little bit more complicated. I mean, I'm tempted to just not have moltens and just make them fluids, right? So yeah, I think we will do gases first, just because I'm 100% certain we're going to have gases as a separate thing. Moltens, we might just make a fluid, because I don't know if there's any point having them not be a fluid. So yeah, we'll do we'll do gases, right? So doing this is actually a little bit complicated, so I'm going to open my thing, which is going to be Slurry API. basically gonna just copy paste this, to be honest. But you also can't quite do that. So first things first is obviously just create a new fabric project, which I'm going to use using the fabric template create generate. I don't actually know what the website is called. Develop/template. Okay. So I just need to check my fabric.mod.json to see kind of how I named it. I just called it Slurry API, so I'm just going to call this. I'll move this over here, and then I'll give you this window. Okay, so for this, we're just going to use Slurry API. No, not Slurry. Okay, I was looking at the Slurry one, and then I ended up Gas API is what we want. This is dev.30worth. Hello Super Z, welcome to the stream. Now, for the Minecraft version, I'm going to change this, but for now it's going to be 1.21. We're not going to have Mojang mappings, we're not going to have data sharing, we are going to split the sources though. Not that we need to. How many APIs do you need for this mod? A lot, Wide, a lot. We're going to have to do pressure at some point as well. I mean, technically it doesn't need to be an API, but I'm kind of future-proofing by making it an API. It also means that if anyone else does ever want to do this kind of thing, then they can also just use it, right? And it can be compatible. I consider that a win. Okay, why you did not just unironically use ESPMO. I really hope that was ironic. I'll put it there. You did not just use that. Okay, for anyone who doesn't know, and I congratulate you if you don't know, TSPMO means this shit pisses me off. It's the most stupid freaking Gen A shit I've ever heard. So incredibly. Okay. So I'm gonna put it. Actually, is there a folder inside of the zip on? So I actually called it Fabric Gas API. Yeah, Gen Alpha. I don't know why it's called Gen Alpha. I don't really understand all the naming, but okay, is it opening or not? Oh, it's put it there. Okay. So we're gonna need to edit a lot of things. Why don't you run your YouTube music in Edge? Because I don't have ad blocker on Edge. Because Edge isn't Brave, you know? So it doesn't have ad blocker. But it's Edge, you can't have like plugins and shit. There we go. This will work. And then I'm just going to replace slurry with gas. And I'm going to replace fabric gas with gas as well. Okay. And then this is just fabric gas. Yeah. I'm actually just going to call this gas API. Just to keep it nice and simple. Okay, why are you doing this? Using property loader version. Huh? I don't think it is. I think it's lying to me. I'm actually going to copy the build.gradle from my other one now that I think about it. Okay, and then we'll just fix everywhere where it's used. So... yeah, this just needs to be API. And then hopefully reloading that will fix it. No, because I'm missing the mod menu version. Okay, and then also want loader version. Yeah, these ones. Oh, this actually is a newer loader version. We'll do 4 gig as well. Okay. Actually not sure. 1 second, let me just check. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I just want to see if this was actually the latest, but it is, so that's fine. Okay, and obviously once again, IntelliJ being completely unable to understand Gradle files. But here we are. So source main Java dev tertiwurty, get rid of the mixin and create gas API. Okay, get rid of this, get rid of that. Get rid of this. New package gas API. Put that in there. Yeah, it can't handle Groovy. Like it it can't pass it. Like, look at this. Like, it thinks this is wrong, and yet it's perfectly fine. It thinks this is wrong, but that's fine. It thinks this is wrong, but that's fine. It thinks this cannot be applied. It is what it is. Why? That's not right. This should just be client. Oh, no, it's gas API client. There you go. Okay, so yeah, things are gonna get a bit messy here, but we're gonna try. So first of all, let's go to the main class and kind of I'm pretty much just going to be copy pasting here, by the way, so I hope you guys aren't expecting anything too special. I mean, I'm going to type it out because it's going to be a bit more of a pain to do otherwise, but for the most part I'm just going to be able to, in fact Copilot will probably be able to do a lot of it for me too. Gases, can it do this too? Is that correct? Modded, sync, build and register, gas API, empty. Yep, that's correct. Instead of empty, I'm actually just going to call it air, like the you know, the nothing gas. Okay, then we're going to want public static identifier ID. Are gases, liquids, slurries, etc. any different? No, not really. They're pretty much exactly the same. Couldn't they just be one in one API? I mean, yeah, not really, because like they have to be separate, like thing, like they can't be the same thing, and they need to have, yeah, different registries. I mean, you could have them as one API, but it would just be a bunch of duplicate code inside that one API. There's no reason to just not have it be a separate API, basically. This is Fabric, not Forge. People don't care about dependencies. That's what you gotta remember. Because we're not in 2016 anymore. We can handle dependencies. You know, we have you know, mod launchers that can actually do dependencies for you. They're not a big deal anymore. Is this fine? Yeah. That should be fine. Okay. I'm hoping I can kind of just copy the rest. That would be really nice. So I'm going to try. We're obviously going to have to fix a bunch. But kind of for the most part. For the most part, it's going to just be fine. I mean, this is how similar they are. I mean, there are some things that are going to be different, so I will have to go through and fix something. Like there isn't going to be a texture. The texture is just going to, it's just going to be a color, basically. I mean, I'm sure, to be honest, there probably would be a way to, like, unify this in a way that, like, I don't have to duplicate all these files every single time. And I mean, maybe I'll do that eventually. Like, there's no reason these things don't, like, they can change, right? Once I do this, it's not set in stone, because the mod is not finished. And even if it was, it wouldn't make it. I'm genuinely pretty sure that renaming all of these is actually just gonna work. There might be a string or two somewhere that I have to change, but for the most part, like, these now need to import and stuff, of course. This is complaining because... I don't know why that's complaining. Why is that complaining? ID... Registry key... Oh, this needs to be a registry key of a registry. So, like, here is really where the difference is going to be. So, like, name, that's going to be fine. This is going to be fine. That needs to be that, that needs to be that, that needs to be that. But like here, like fill sound and empty sound, that's just not going to be a thing. So that can actually now be a lambda, which is kind of... Okay, that's this class done. Then we'll go up one. Fill sound, empty sound can go bye-bye. Okay. I'm actually just going to do a find replace on slurry. And replace that with gas, because I think for the most part here that's going to be fine. This can just be replaced with gassy, right though. Why is this complaining? This needs to be gases. Needs to be gases. We'll come back to that. This is going to be air. Yeah, that's going to have some issues, but we'll come back to that. This needs to be gas. Afterwards, I'll just do a string search for slurry and see if there's anything that I've missed, because I'm sure there'll be something I miss. Okay, like I don't know how this one didn't get changed, to be honest. Like renaming it should have changed that, but it didn't apparently. Uh-oh, uh-oh. And this one. Okay, and there's no like strings or anything. Okay, yeah, I don't know what's happened to this one. I must have done something wrong there. And just fix the import. That fixes all those, and there shouldn't be anything special here, like yeah, the only other thing I think there's going to be issues with is going to be the client stuff. But apart from that, should be fine. All of these imports are errored. Very weird. Okay. This needs to be sided gas. Gas. Okay. Now that I think about it, actually, having this be air doesn't really make sense. It should actually be empty as like a default. I mean, I think we probably should have air, probably as a default. I think that makes sense, but like, this caused a problem. So, yeah, so I mean, I still do want air, I think. But not as the default, because you might want like a gas storage that literally has no gas, like it's a vacuum, right? I think that's fairly reasonable to assume that will exist somewhere. Okay, is this all fine? That's all fine. Okay, gas variant attribute. What's wrong with that? Oh, right, because there is no sound. Yeah, so move with sound simply just needs to like not exist. But it doesn't need to exist, it just needs to not play a sound. So there you go. There we go, and then yeah, this should be fine. There's going to be some strings around that I'm going to miss. I can already tell. Because there's some already sneaking in. Like this. There you go. And this little bugger, look at this. I'm gonna just there. There. That's only actually. Okay, that's all of those ones. I think that's pretty much everything. The only other thing is going to be the client. So I can put a handler in the client. I don't know if there's actually anything that needs to go in here. Oh, there is. No, there isn't, because actually what I had before was textures in there, but we're not going to have that. So this is actually going to be blank. In here, we're going to have a get color, but we're not going to have a get sprite. This is going to become gas variant. Okay, and this is going to get renamed to gas. Refactor, rename. Gas. Gas. And finally, now how many things do you guys think I'm gonna have missed? I reckon it's gonna be a lot of things. Is what I reckon. Like this needs to go, this needs to go. Yes. Yes. This needs to not exist, simply. Okay, in here. That's that one. This isn't gonna need either of those. And it's actually not gonna be tint, it's gonna be color. I've almost certainly missed, but it's just a matter of finding them. So if I do Control-Shift-F and search for slurry in front, yep, I've missed a lot. Oh, that's because I haven't done this entire class. That would be why. Okay. If I just find slurry, replace with gas, and then find slurry and replace with gas. And then just get rid of that should fix all of those. Okay, should we have a look again? So we're going to look for slurry. We're going to say, aha. Apart from that, yep, nothing. Nice. Now, does it build? Might not build. We might have an error. Nope. Fine. Fantastic. So, the only other thing to do... Let's just check the game runs. I haven't, completely broken something. Good job I checked. Very good job I checked. Because I forgot to remove the mixer. That's good to know. This actually is all technically. I guess I can fix. Or we can do dot. It doesn't really matter because it's never going to exist, but I don't know why I'm checking that because it said it was fine. Just going to see if the game loads.
Press enter to enable the narrator.
That was loud. And yep, it's in here. Okay. That's all I needed to know. So, Now all we need to do is we run the Gradle task, which is, I think, just publish. And I think that does it all for me. It should push it to my Maven, and it should kind of publish. Yeah, you can see it's doing that because it's taken off. I think. I can check. I will come back to Industria. Okay, let me check my Maven. Which I need to remember where it is. Maven, public. Yep, so you can see here on my Maven we have the heat API, slurry API, and now the gas. Oh. Fantastic. So now in theory, anyone can use that if they want. So all I have to actually do is go Gradle.properties and go gas API version 1.0.0.0. I said way too many zeros. Oh well. And add that in here. Not fluid API. So that would probably be nice if I can get my mixins working. But anyway, I'll come back to that if that's not that big of a deal. Let's give that a reload. Hopefully that will be fine, and hopefully it downloads it and stuff. You can see it's downloading the POM. There you go. There's the jar. There's the sources. Not that there is any sources, but that's fine. Nice. So now I can use it. But what I will do is I will just create a new gas thing, and I'm going to create obviously wrapped storage and basically going to once again copy them. It's not going to be quite the same, I don't think. I mean, let's just go through and quickly rename first. So this will be a gas storage. Going to be a gas stack. Going to be gas. Going to be gas. Gas. And finally, not that one, because that's, I think, what I pressed before, and that's probably why it didn't actually rename it correctly. So, yeah, so I'm gonna have to change everything in here to use the correct thing. So variant. But it's actually not really gonna have helped me to, but here we are. This will be a single gas storage, gas storage, gas, gas, and gas, and that needs gas variant. That needs to be gas variant. That needs to be gas. That needs to be gas. I really actually, it's very important that I get everything right here, because otherwise it might not read and write correctly. And I'll be very lost in terms of why. So I do just need to make sure I don't miss anything here. What have I done wrong? Alright, it's just because gas stack I don't think has that. So fine. I think the rest is probably fine. That's that. Okay, next one. These all should be fine. Yeah, not quite. Almost. So that needs to be that. I think that's because this extends single slurry storage when this needs to extend single gas. Yeah, and that's going to be the same for all of the things. Maybe not. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that needs to be that. That needs to be that. And yeah, I've already checked this, right? I'll just go for anything. Fencing flurries. There is not. Okay. So let's go into init, create a new class, and call this gas init. I'm going to want a public static void init. Okay, and all we need to do is do gas carbon dioxide is equal public static register string name return. Actually gonna be a gas, but registry, not that one. Registry.register, not registries. Gas API dot gases Industria.id name, and then a new. In fact, actually, I think I have gas API dot register. Yes, I do. So then I can just do Industria.id name. I think this will just basically. Yeah, perfect. That's what I needed it. So then this can just be register. Nice. And it might be worth like having like oxygen, hydrogen, methane. We'll stick with that for now. Okay. Perfect. So, other than that, obviously main class need to do gas init dot init. Then it's going to be making recipe. Yeah, so we'll obviously make a recipe that has a gas. I think we'll do that, and then we'll end the stream after we've made the recipe. And I'm gonna be streaming again on Monday, by the way. I'll let you know that. And I've already scheduled the stream for Monday as well. It's gonna be a little bit earlier, 2 hours early. But it might go for longer. But yeah. We're gonna want an electrical recipe. So this implements recipe of What does it take in? Oh right, it takes in the recipe input. So that's going to be electrolyzer recipe input, which will create in a mode. We're going to want all of these, and that one, that one. So, what are the parts of the recipe? Well, so we're gonna have the actual items, right? So Industria ingredient, which is going to be the input. Okay, then we're gonna have. There's actually a lot of things we're going to have here, because we're going to have the cryolite item, and then we're also going to have the cryolite fluid. But we'll do that. Well, yeah, I guess that kind of is the next. No, we'll do the anode and we'll do the cathode first. So we'll do Industria ingredient, anode, Industria ingredient, cathode. Then we want a Industria ingredient, which is going to be the item. And we're also going to want a fluid stack electrolyte fluid. Then we're going to want a fluid stack output, and we're going to want a gas stack. So this will actually be output fluid, and this will be gas stack output gas. And then it's also going to have an int process time, an int energy cost, and we'll have a temperature, but we're not going to use it. Not yet, anyway. Is that correct? So that's 4 items, 2 fluids, 1 gas, energy, and temperature. Yep, that should be fine. So let's create this recipe input here, which is going to be a record, and it's going to implement recipe input. So we're going to want a couple things. We're going to want item stack, which is going to be the item. We're going to want a item stack, which is going to be, you know, actually we'll do pass in the simple input inventory, simple inventory, anode inventory, cathode inventory, electrolyte item inventory, electrolyte fluid inventory, and then yeah, that's going to be it. So if we're getting stack in slot, we're going to say switch on slot. Oh, this is not right. This needs to be a what's it called? A single fluid storage. Size will be 4, is empty. That's empty, that's empty, that's empty. And electrolyte fluid storage dot is resource blank, or amount is, we'll say less than or equal, obviously never going to be less, but that's fine, because then we can just do that in here. This matches method is going to be a pain in the butt, isn't it? So this is actually not going to output anything. It is going to be ignored in the recipe book. Group is going to be industria.id. Hopefully. Go. It's going to be recipe serializer init. Electrolyzer. Alright, good night, Basti. Going to be recipe type init. Electrolyzer. This is going to be ingredient placement none. Going to be a list of a new electrolyzer display, which is going to take in a few things. So it's going to take in this input to display. It's going to take in anode, cathode, electrolyte item. We'll just pass in the fluid. Output fluid, output gas, process time, energy, temperature. And then it is also somewhere here going to take in a new single plot. No, what is it? Plot display item slot display. That's it. Lock in it. Got electrolyzer. I think I have to do SI. Way too. Okay. Recipe book category is going to be recipe book category init. Actually, we're going to have a public static class type, which will implement recipe type of electrolyzer recipe. We're going to have the instance, we're going to have that, and then we're going to have. Okay, perfect. Then we're going to have the serializer, public static class serializer implements recipe serializer of electrolyzer recipe. We're going to need to create an instance, and then we're going to want a record map codec of a electrolyzer recipe, which is going to be the codec, which is record codec builder.map codec instance.group, and then hopefully Copilot can do the rest, because I don't want to do all this. Kind of. I don't know why it's done this though. Like, this part's weird, but apart from that, it's got it pretty much nail on the head. There you go. Okay, then we're going to want the packet codec of a registry by path and a electrolyzer recipe. Packet codec is equal to packet codec tuple. Probably not going to be able to use tuple, but try. Because I think we're going to find it's not going to be, there's not going to be enough. How many is there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is too many, so we're going to have to use extra packet codecs.tuple. So we have an industrial ingredient, so this will be electrolyzer recipe input, anode, cathode, It can do these. This needs to be a kick. Integer. Same here and same. Oh, and it needs, of course, the most important one, which is electrolyzer new. And then I think these are just methods I packet codec. Like that. Okay, finally we're going to want the display, which is going to be a pain as well because that's also going to have the codec. So where I've got this is state. So what does it want? It wants result and serializer. So there isn't really a result. So can I just use empty dot? I assume that as go. The next is the serializer. So serializer. Display. Codec. Packet. Codec. Obviously go ahead and create those. So we'll go. So I assume it wants a map codec. I don't remember, but. So I don't know what these or else's are, but like, sure, we'll just leave those there. Not gonna cause a problem. Nice. Copilot's so smart, man. Never mind. Sometimes. Not all the time. Okay, so the only errors in these aren't actually. Never mind. I take it back. Copilot's not. These need to be. But that's not too big of a deal because it kind of just figures it out anyways. Okay, so yeah, the rest are just going to be initializing. Right there. Right, so this is just going to be the to-do. And then I think I'm going to basically end it here. What I will quickly do is I will add the gas storage to the block entity. But then I'm going to end it. I don't want to go for two. So this will be of a single storage, wrapped gas storage. This wrapped gas storage. I don't know if I have like an input gas storage. I do. I also have then a gas output. And the capacity is going to be fluid constants dot buckets. We'll just say times 5. Okay. Now the other thing I obviously need to do is just add that here. So output gas storage. And I'll block that. And MBT. Nice. Nice. And obviously next time we're also going to have to make a multi-block as well. Now what I might do between now and Monday, I might try and fix the heat stuff. Maybe. And we'll think about that. Oh, the heat stuff does actually kind of work now that I think about it. But we'll see. Because I can't like generate massive temperatures because I just don't have a way of doing that. So maybe we'll kind of look at that. Maybe think about that next. I'm not sure. And we'll also do the tick logic and we'll try and do the renderer. Oh. I think that's the next stream basically set. So that's Monday, 5 PM BST. And yeah, that's gonna be it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And yeah, I will see you all on Monday or next time, whenever you joining again. So goodbye.